Cindy here. Welcome to your September extended reading. The first thing that Spirit wants to do is just kind of go over what the messages were for September and just kind of touch on the most important things that they were wanting to get across. You guys have a tremendous power to heal, and as you are going through potentially this transformation to bring this wisdom, this ancient wisdom, and all this healing abilities that you have within you, as they come to the surface, as the reading talked about something bumping up against, and it having to do with the heart chakra, having to do with primarily relationships with parents. It is huge, relationships with parents. It's huge. And so what Spirit wants to say is that, you know, this lifetime right now is not like any other lifetime. Most of us have had many lifetimes. This one is different. This lifetime, we are designed to come into this lifetime to heal. We are in a huge shift to the age of Aquarius. This is the lifetime where the intention for most of us coming into this world was to heal some of these patterns of abuse and sort of patriarch and dominance, right? And a lot of that comes from parents. Coming from our parents, the patterns are not good. And so for many people, it looks like for you guys, some of these situations that some of you shared with us, they're horrendous. They are just horrendous. And what Spirit wants you to appreciate is that there's a balance to it. It's as if the more traumatic the experience, the more powerful the healer. Does that make sense? It's almost like the more you go through, the more power you have to heal. Every situation you go through just adds to your ability to heal. It adds to your level of compassion. It adds to your areas of compassion in ways that you can help people. Given that so many of you had very difficult lives, it would make sense then, given that you guys have this tremendous power to heal, it would make sense in what Spirit is saying is sort of the balance of things and the way things connect with the level of power of healing that you have for this lifetime to heal humanity corresponds to the level of trauma that you've experienced. And it's a bit like your training. It's like your healers, it's like your training. So as a soul, before you came into this life, you would have chosen these parents to help you, to help that come to your awareness to be healed. Does that make sense? It's coming in you. It's like you know, so many that if you really understand that you chose this as a soul, on a soul level, to be this powerful of a healer, you would need to go through some powerful traumas. Does that make sense? And so there's another sort of perspective that might help you just sort of see it in a different way. Like, okay, the idea that intellectually to say, okay, I asked for that, you know, we would all go, I would never have asked for that. But on a soul level, to experience intense trauma allows you to be a very powerful healer. So hopefully that makes sense. Spirit wanted to share that with you. And as far as that being your life purpose for many of you, it was not too surprising to me to see some of the horrific things that you guys had to go through. It's horrible. It's horrendous. And so, you know, to heal that, you can heal anything. If you can heal that, you can heal anything. Does that make sense? And you guys are designed to heal anything. So we look at that a little bit of a different way. So let's see. your life purpose to serve is to serve. It's meant to bring you joy, whatever your purpose is going to be in the end. Yeah, that the parent card, you know, the parent card given the heart chakra. When I first saw that card, it didn't really agree with me either. It was just, ugh, you know. But when you really look at that, it's like they did the best they could. Now as children, a couple things happen. You know, we're born into this world forgetting everything, essentially. You know, like you don't, when you're 3 years old, you're not completely aware of your soul's purpose here. Not in a way that you could communicate or use it. As children, as human children, here in this earth game that we're all playing here together, as children, it is fundamental for us to assume that our parents are going to love us. They are our whole world and sense of security and sense of value and everything. And when that's not there, it's so fundamental and so huge. And so a couple of things. So when the abuse is really bad, and now you're much older, and you can look back on it and see, you know, how horrible it was. And as some of you have so beautifully said, you know, that you can either continue to sort of stay victim to it, or you can at some point just go, okay, you know what, I'm going to heal this and move on. I'm not going to just continue to carry this. So here's the other thing that Spirit wanted to say, is that given that it happened, if you could, you know, we have free will, so you could, if you wanted to, just continue to, you know, not forgive, and then you continue to carry the energy and the frequency and the memories of everything that happened. You continue to carry in your body, not theirs. They may have even passed on by now. They're not even here anymore. And the abuse, until you forgive, it's almost like the abuse continues every day. Only now you're allowing it. Does that make sense? By holding on to blame and shame and the resentment and the wounds and the victimhood. What else did they want to say? Victimhood, the lack of worthiness, not feeling like you deserve to be loved or to be valued or in any way. Resentment, guilt, blame, shame. You are carrying all that until the point where you forgive and let it go. Forgive, let it go. Forgive is not saying that what they did was okay in any way, shape, or form. By forgiveness, it's not about saying what they did was okay. It's about recognizing that they were also human beings who clearly, if they were abusive, were very limited in their understanding of love and compassion. They did the best they could with what they knew. It might have been horrendous. It looks like for quite a few of you it was awful, but that maybe being just that was what they knew. Now it's no longer, if you're an adult, you're out of the house, it's no longer them hurting you. Now it's you hurting you by allowing those feelings and emotions to stay with you. Does that make sense? So Spirit is really urging you with just so much love and compassion and understanding how difficult your childhood may have been. It's almost like the abuse continues even when you're not there anymore, as long as you hold on to it. So I think as one said, you know, it's like you can wallow in it as long as you want to wallow in it, and every day of your life goes by, you know, every day after day, until you decide. It's up to you to turn it around, and you have the power to do it. So that was as much the message for this month. It's very, very powerful to please, you know, see if you can do whatever you can to find a way to let it go, forgive it, however, whatever terminology you want to use to let it go to the past. Forgiving meaning let it go. Just let it go. Your reading got 3 cards saying that, just like let it go, just let it go. Spirit also, though, wants to address that when your childhood is quite traumatic, it looks like some of yours were, it may not be enough to intellectually decide that you're just, okay, fine, I'll just let it go. It may not be enough to do that. You're going to have potentially inner work to do, very deep inner work to do. And so here again, in this lifetime, we have the ability to do that now. The frequencies are high enough that we're able to get deep enough to this kind of stuff. So Spirit is inviting you to do some inner work and love that inner child that was abused as the internal sort of parent, the observer, as the adult that you are now. Going within and going to that little you when you were in that situation and loving that little part of that little munchkin that was going through that. You loving you, your adult self, internal parent, loving that internal child through that situation. Because children, you know, children blame themselves. That's the other thing Spirit wanted to say. Children blame themselves because they don't have a full understanding of life and how things work. So all they know is these grown-ups that are supposed to know everything, that their whole life depends on, are mean. And so the child sort of naturally wants to blame themselves or think they can fix it, or they must be bad, or they must be doing something wrong, or they must not be doing something right. And there's a difference between those two things. Spirit is saying there's a difference between feeling like you're wrong and also feeling like you're not right, like you just can't quite get it right. Something you're feeling like that was programmed in when you were little, that from a child's perspective, feeling like you must fix this somehow, or it's your fault. If it's your fault, and it's not your fault. And it's not enough to intellectually know that it was not your fault what was going on when you were a child. It is not enough to hear anyone else say it, or even for yourself to realize that this was not my fault. Intellectually is not going to heal the depth of the child inside that might still be wounded. So Spirit is suggesting that you start with these perspectives and then take some time to, from the reading, take some time to go within and imagine and meet up with your little one who was so abused when you were little, and, talk to him or her. Ask them, to share with you how this feels. What do you need from me right now as the adult? Let them know it was not their fault. You love them unconditionally. You are loving yourself when you do that, because it is the aspect of you that was wounded. Does that make sense? Yeah, very important. So they're wanting to say, to get excited. That's what I wrote down. Get excited. They're wanting you to get excited, because when you're able to heal this, it will be huge. It will be huge. Imagine that you're able to heal this for yourself and let it go. Which it looks again like some of you have done that. It's beautiful. So when you let this go, how incredibly what a weight that gets lifted, and now you have the freedom to have your life the way you want it. You co-creating with Spirit for your life the way that you want it. Your parents were merely vessels to get you here. There's another way to look at it. They were vessels to get you here. You don't have to continue. I think, see here the very first comment. It isn't possible to heal my parental relationship from Slush Puppy. Thank you for sharing. It's not possible to heal my parental relationship. And 28 likes on this post and 19 replies on this post. You know, this is big. It's not possible to heal my parental relationship. For many of you, that'll be the case. They are who they are. They did the best they could. They are who they are. You know, you can love someone without liking them at all. It doesn't mean you have to spend time with them. You know, they brought you into the world. They were the vessel that got you here. So you can say thank you, and now we're done. Thank you very much. Now you're not a nice person. I'm just not going to hang around. And you don't have to. You don't have to continue to hang out with these people in any way if they're not nice and respectful of you and supportive and everything that you're wanting for a great life for yourself. You know, they are other human beings. There was humans before them, and there'll be humans after you. So, you know, as a vessel that got you here, you don't have to necessarily heal the relationship in such a way that, oh, now everybody's all healthy and strong and supportive of each other, so we can hang out and have these great meaningful talks and have a great time and laugh together. That, you know, may or may not happen. Very likely not. You know, if especially looking at some of the abusive situations you guys grew up with, you know. But it is, you are not obligated, is what they're saying. You are not obligated to continue a relationship with these people. You have 100% control and a right to choose who will be in your sphere every day, every minute of your life. That is your choice, who you are going to allow into your experiences. It's entirely up to you, no matter who it is. And part of us gets stuck on this idea that we're supposed to have this great family, or we see others having a great family, and we think, well, maybe we can just make that happen. Or if that was your childhood response where it was your fault and you're trying to fix it still, and you might still be trying to fix it, you're just kind of stuck in a belief pattern that the only way for you to have any worthiness is if you can get these people to shift and love you now. Well, they may not ever. So it comes down to you loving yourself enough to let that go, so that you're not carrying that energy and those frequencies. Find a way to heal that inner child, so that you can start from as soon as possible to not waste another day of this precious life that is yours, where you are designed to be a powerful healer. Does that make sense? There are a lot of spirits floating around, and so many of them have something to say. So thank you for your patience as it's coming through as I can as I can share it. But those are the kind of the main points that they wanted to say straight out the gate. And then also to get excited about healing others, get excited about having this, having this healed, and being able to find your purpose now that you've let that go, and you have the freedom to co-create with Spirit as a powerful healer and help others through it. Now that you have been through it, you can have just oodles amounts of compassion for anyone else going through it. Many children, the children born nowadays, are coming in with such a high frequency, and look at the world they're coming into. Some of them are coming into this. There's a lot of very challenging things going on in the planet right now. The children can use you. The children. Only now you're an adult, you heal your inner child from your experiences, and you would be able to help these children. They need you. They are our future. And they're also wanting to say that when you help other children, you are very much, in a sense, healing your own inner child by helping children, or at least loving on your inner child. So you're not putting the responsibility on those children to heal you. You are healing yourself. So it's more actually a way of loving your inner child by working with children and helping some of these children through experiences that you may be all too familiar with, and how to forgive yourself, and how to know on a soul level, just to know that you are worthy, you deserve the very best unconditional love. Okay, another one. Another one is to say that your parents, um, the Father, God the Father, if you've heard that expression, Mother God, if you've heard that expression, you know, you were created from spirit. So another perspective is to view your parents, Creator, as the creator, versus these other human beings who were simply vessels to get you here. Does that make sense? So if you can picture your mother and your father are vessels, your creator is what you know, that's your, like, your true real father, your true mother. The creation happened up here for you. You were created up here, and you came to this earth through these vessels. They're also humans who had their childhoods and raised by their people, and then they had childhoods. Do you follow? So they're saying allow yourself to view your mother and father as the masculine and feminine divine aspects of the creator, because that is truly where you were created. From that perspective, then, when you go within to heal, you are, as the observer, sort of through Spirit's eyes, going inward to your inner child through the eyes of Spirit, and seeing your little munchkin self wounded and scared and abandoned and abused by other people, having these humans that were vessels watching, just horrible things. So as the observer, through Spirit's eyes, as the internal parent, loving that little child that was in no way at fault or deserving of that or anything, but they got the training. You got the training through all your experiences to be an incredibly powerful healer. Okay. Okay, I hope that made sense. There are so many spirits here for you. Wow, Spirit has your back. You are so supported. You're supported with healing. You're supported with your purpose. Whew. I'm like shaking. So I hope that made sense. I hope it wasn't too choppy. There's so many and they had so much to say. Okay, so I think I got everything covered with that, and as they continue to come through for you, as we are going to go through these comments and see what Spirit has to say for each of you who left a comment, is what they're wanting to do. So we're starting with Slush Puppy, yes, who had this incredible post that had so many replies to it, and so I think we addressed that. If it's not possible, that's okay. She understood what they did. Let's see. Yep, sexually abused multiple times by other family members, those kinds of things. I forgave and reached out and got laughed at, but I still tried. You know, they are who they are. You tried. So you want to focus on you and your accomplishments and your value and what you tried to do. They're going to laugh, or they're not going to laugh, or they're going to ignore you, or, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. So 47 years, these people continue to be hateful and abusive. So knowing that, now it's your choice if you want to spend any time with them. If you want those kinds of people in your experience, you're not obligated. Nobody, none of you are obligated to spend time with anyone who is anything but supportive, respectful, loving. You get to decide that. And you've started your life purpose. Good job, Slush Puppy. All right, and we have 19 replies. Okay, Kirk, Yeah, you can let go. It's not easy. It's true. It's not. It takes work. It takes focus. It takes dedication and commitment and decision to love yourself enough that you're just going to be dedicated to healing this, whatever it takes. And then you start asking Spirit, what do I need to do? How can I heal this? You ask your body, where is this in my body? Where is this? And then you close your eyes and you listen and you feel into things and you talk to that inner child. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry for what happened, about how they react. Yeah. Radical forgiveness. Sandra Matthews, I'm sorry. Thank you, Sandra, for that recommendation for the book Radical Forgiveness. Crenshaw, very sorry that this happened to you. Yeah, you have a lot of support in here. All of you. It was so beautiful to see so much support for everyone and throughout the comments. Okay, D'Angelo, the best they could. She me out exact same night. She said, I don't want him. Didn't even touch me, according to records. Orphanage for 8 years, raised by God knows who. Yeah. Oh, I let it go. Yeah, so hopefully what Spirit just said will help you, D'Angelo. You're a beautiful soul. You came in through that vessel that was extremely limited in her capacity to handle the situation, and it created the childhood of orphanage and those sorts of things. There is a purpose to that. See if you can find what you learned from those experiences that could help other children, maybe other kids who are in orphanages now, kind of thing. You know what it's like, and you survived it. There's a reason you went through that, and it has to do with you being a healer. That is an incredible childhood, incredible set of experiences. So if you can find how how can you turn it around? How can you use it for good? And then you would be able to do tremendous good in the world. So I hope that helps. Much love to you, D'Angelo. Okay, free writing was very helpful for Glowing Star. Music artist, wonderful. That's a great way to help share your gifts. Sagittarius Truth. Yes, this is the most incredible. Half beast, half human with a cross and a bow. So I'm just reading through these comments if you guys would like to join me. The Sagittarius Truth, the only zodiac sign with a weapon, but we don't use it to harm any soul. Instead, it's to aim for infinite. The beautiful, beautiful poem there from Sagittarius Truth. That's beautiful. Blessed with precision, their hunt for victory impels them from the inside out. They relax in their emotions, creating a proper foundation for the soul truth. Infinite couldn't be used any better. Sensationally infinite. Fire, baby. I love that. Thank you, Sagittarius Truth. That's just awesome. I love it. Yep. As did many others. Quite enjoy that pose. Thank you. Martina Franklin is 33 years old. Her whole childhood was full of behavioral problems. Diagnosed with a BP1, I think, I'm not sure what that is. Mother also having that, but chose not to do anything. And then it looks like you and your mom worked it out, and you guys have a great relationship now. It's like you speak to her every day. I love the way you said that growing up with the beginning stages of mental illness on top of mother being a widow, having to raise 6 girls, didn't make her life easy. That is such a beautiful show of compassion for your mom and her situation. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Martina. Yeah, and then just being thankful for everything that happened, even the negative things, because they make you stronger, especially once you're out of it. It's so much easier once you're out of it. When you're in it, it's tough. But once you're on the other side. Beautiful, Martina. Thanks so much for sharing that. Roger. I learned to forgive my parents by learning to accept them for who they are. Yep. You know, every single one of us is doing the best we can in any moment. It is what it is. Byron Katie, right? My heart grew over time, less concerned of what the relationship could be or could have been, and focused on building a positive, healthy relationship with my daughter. So do you feel that? My child self heals with every creation of healthy, loving, peaceful relationships. So do you feel the shift in that focus? Even if intellectually, so spirit, okay, even if intellectually you don't think about your parents very much. So let's say that you had a horrendous childhood, now you're an adult, you don't live there anymore, they're not even part of your experience, but you still have some of this resentment and anger and blame and shame and victimhood with that because it happened, right? It happened. So you can stay a victim. It did happen. You have that choice. But they're saying, you know, feel the difference between a focus on all of that, the blame and the shame, and my parents did this, and this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this is, I had to go through this, and I went through that, and that sort of thing, and versus this shift over here that Roger is speaking to, where focusing on building for himself, like a new building, creating a healthy life for himself, positive, healthy relationship with his daughter, so that, you know, it will not continue this line into the future generations. You know, you can just feel Roger just going, okay, it stops now. It stops now, moving forward. We're not going to keep doing this. So by completely switching his focus to accepting them for who they are, that is forgiveness. Call it forgiveness, just, you know, semantics. Accepting them for who they are, and then allowing himself to only be surrounded with healthy, loving, peaceful relationships, and every interaction heals his inner child with that. Beautiful, Roger. Thanks so much for sharing that. Wonderful. Euphoric concepts. This is a huge post, and yes, it looks like you had a very difficult time. That was not good. And then you were able to expose somebody. Still learning about my calling, how it all works. Medical professional, my entire academic career is based on science, proven, reproducible science. So recognize, so they're saying, yeah, magic carpet ride. I've forgiven, found peace, love my mother, wonderful. And the other guy just, you know, it sounds like you exposed you, so you felt good about you, and you can just let it go now. Always forget your power is always in you. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking at the comments, you guys. I won't read, this is very, very long. This is a comment from, let me scroll back up. Euphoric, yes. Euphoric concepts. Wonderful, wonderful post. Just went through a really hard time and found a way to sort of, you know, vindication in a way, empowerment, took her power back in a sense, and then forgiveness and finding peace with your mom. Congratulations on that. Wonderful. Yeah. And then Vicky Claytor shares a response to that, saying, you know, family situation, life experience, similar. And then she shares her situation. Again, these trials, and then down closer to the bottom, she says, you know, these trials and difficulties serve as an opportunity to choose to be a victim or a survivor. They also train you to be a corresponding powerful healer. Yes, you always have the opportunity to choose victimhood or survivor or thriving when you're focusing on healing and helping others. Yeah, they do. They serve to give you opportunities to experience something that makes you stronger, and so that you can heal yourself. You know, they say, healer, heal thyself. It's almost required. Healer, heal thyself first. Once you heal yourself from horrendous traumatic things, you are an incredible healer to heal others then. And so she's also encouraging everyone, you can choose to learn and grow, or we can wallow in self-pity and not move on. Yes, you have that choice. Trust me, I did my share of wallowing until I knew better and reclaimed my life, taking her power back. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Cheering you on. Beautiful. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Shine your gifts and beauty on the world. All we have is right now. Yes. Sending you a warm, loving hug. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Who is it? I have to scroll back up. Vicky Claytor, thank you. Beautiful, beautiful share. Vicky, love scripting. Started months ago. I wrote that I wanted to travel more and to speak to kids, and a lot of the things have manifested. Thank you for sharing that, Vicky. So we're encouraged. Yes, the scripting, writing. There's something very powerful about that free writing, intuitive writing, freehand writing, very powerful in terms of communicating with spirit what you're wanting, what you desire, what you're wanting. Yep. So she wrote it down and get very clear what you write down, and then Vicky is here to show us that it's manifested. It works. Priestess Sekhmet. Aw, thank you. I love you too. So happy to have found you. Wonderful. And then she shares, let's see, I've been clearing trauma from child abuse with rose quartz crystal on my heart chakra and toning with the Android chakra toning app, if anyone's interested. So if you haven't seen that comment posted, some really good tips there for healing, with a focus on healing. Thank you so much, Priestess. Pocahontas resonates so deeply, truly believe this message. Wonderful. Erica B, this is great. I'm struggling, letting go and healing my heart. When I think I've done it, the thoughts and emotions come back. Yeah. I'm trying to focus on a purpose, but I know it's me stopping myself. So stopping yourself. What they're showing me is the head. They're showing me the head to the heart. The head and heart connection. So let's see. When I think I've done it, in other words, healing your heart, when you think you've done it, the thoughts and emotions keep coming back. That indicates that there's a deeper level that wants to be, that wants your attention. There's a little Erica in there that still has not been acknowledged and connected with. So feel into her. Feel into her. And you stopping yourself. Yeah, that's that also they're saying has to do with that aspect of why it feels like it keeps coming back. So again, it's that one spirit said that it's not enough to heal intellectually. It has to be sort of a full body experience, like integrating the little Erica that was wounded at a particular situation. So feel into that. You know, sometimes they'll give me an age. They're smiling. I'm looking at your picture and they're smiling back at you. Sometimes they'll give me the information, but right now they're saying for you to go inward and find that little munchkin. Ask where she is. Say, well, okay, where are you in my body? Right? Close your eyes. Shh. And ask where she is, that you want to connect with her. and ask her, you know, when did this start? You know, what do you need from me? How can I love you right now? How can I love you through this situation? And you know, with your eyes closed, you'll go into a visual. She's there. She's there. She's ready. She's ready to connect with you. And then stopping yourself just will naturally fall away. Thank you, Erica, for that post. Wonderful reading. Thank you so much. From Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Spainy. Elaine. Andrew. Both my parents have passed away, so all my communications are pretty much one way because I don't know how to receive messages from beyond or control messages from there. My birthday is December 20th. I've been told I have the power of prophecy. I sometimes see future events, but I can't control it, and I don't know how to use it. I think I need to get some help there. Help in cleaning chakras, but I can't use incense. They make me very uncomfortable. Thank you very much for your reading. I enjoy them very much. Andrew, your post is full of information. As I was reading that, Spirit has so much to say about all this. Alright, so your parents have passed away. They're on the other side. Your communications are one way, and that is a belief that you can let go of. Communications are not one way. They're communicating with you. You're communicating with them. They hear you. Because I don't know how to receive. Okay, yeah, they are communicating with you. They're there. So it doesn't need to be a one-way communication. If you can let that belief go, it might help you to let it go by asking specific questions of them and asking them to show you that they're in connection with you. They're showing me feathers, coins, little things like that. So, okay, Mom, Dad, if you're with me today, let me find a feather, or show me that you're with me today and make it so clear I can't miss it, kind of thing. And they will. So then keep your awareness high, because they will. You use the word control a couple of times in here, 2 or 3 times in here, controlling things. No, you're not going to be able to control the other side. You're not able to control other people. You know, God grant me the serenity prayer. What you can control is yourself, your responses to things, who you allow into your world, how you're going to go about healing. You know, the things that you can control have to do with you. So if you've been told you have the power of prophecy, and you sometimes see future events, and so yeah, clearly you know, your frequency is really high, is what they're saying. Your frequency is really high. So if you're able to see future events, then you could see past events. You could see, you know, by asking for higher spiritual skills, psychic abilities, ask for them to be increased. But yes, you're not going to be able to control the prophecies when you do see them. I have heard some say that it's not that you can necessarily control. Feels like a really powerful, really strong word. Not powerful. It's a very strong word, and yet, you know, I've also heard of situations where some have been able to just talk to Spirit and say, you know, please show me what to do with this. Please help me understand what you're showing me right now. And then listen, right? So it feels like there's an energy about you that sort of feels like things are happening sort of to you, and that you're somehow not connected to an ability to interact with it, but you are. So start asking questions that engage you with it. You're not separate from it. You are definitely connected with it. So let your questions invite answers that show you that you are in fact connected with it. Incense and candles make you uncomfortable. That would be another question. That feels like a past life, but again, like something happened in a past life with those sense or that ritual of lighting candles, lighting incense. It feels like something happened in a past life that might have been very traumatic. And so they're inviting you to go within with questions regarding that, about the incense and the candles. Okay, where is that trauma in my body? And then you listen and you feel into it. And then you ask questions. How old was I? How old am I right now? And if you don't get an age, it's probably what they... I usually get the word ancient, means that it's a past life. And then you ask, you know, okay, so what happened? How do I heal this? What do I need to do to heal this? Show me what happened so that I can understand on a soul level, so that I can clear this with incense and candles. There's a trauma in there with those. I hope that helps, Andrew. Thank you so much for your post. That was a beautiful, wonderful post. Okay, L. Rowe. I only just found your channel. I'm certain I was guided to it. The whole healing, letting go resonated strongly. Yeah, courageous and beautiful souls in this group sharing heart-wrenching stories, right? Very sorry for their suffering, but you can feel their strength and compassion having lived through the traumas. This is the power that came through during the reading as well. And then she shares, L. Rowe shares that she was hit and yelled at, not good enough, right? Grew up, a lot of stress, a lot of anger. I forgave them years ago, realizing that they could only do what they could do given their own limitations. So it's calling for compassion for their lives. Despite the abuse, I know they loved me the best they could, and I love and miss both of them. They're deceased. While I was able to let go of the anger, I think I need to go deeper. I feel blocked and need to let go of disappointment and the anger at myself. Yeah, see? That forgiveness of self comes in. Thank you so much for sharing this. The forgiveness of self comes in, where Spirit in the beginning of this video was speaking to as a child, from a child's perspective with this sort of crazy going on. The child, it's almost automatic for the child to feel like it's their fault, like they're bad or they've done something wrong, and then they try you know, become pleasers and try to please to deal with that, manage that. So forgiving yourself for buying into that idea that it was your fault when it wasn't. It's easy to see when it's another child. If you were to just, you know, be hanging out with your friends who have children, and one of those children were to come up to you and say, you know, my house is crazy and it's my fault, you would see so clearly that it's not their fault. Right? You would be able to see it so easily if it was somebody else. So what you want to do is go inward to that little child and let her know that it was not her fault. It was not her fault. And say, I'm so sorry that I abandoned you. I'm so sorry that I left you and left you carrying that feeling for all this time. And no, you did the best you could. And it was actually very smart for you to come up with the ways that you did to try to deal with the situation that you were in. And you just love on that little child. Forgive yourself for, you know, believing the untruths, that it was your fault and you didn't deserve and you weren't worthy and you weren't good enough. Oh, that's another one. We think if we just be really, really good that we can make everybody else feel good, especially really powerful healers, because on a soul level you know that you're a powerful healer. And so some children, some of you guys as children might have really believed as deep as your soul that you were here to heal this family, and not able to do it, and therefore blaming yourself, feeling like you weren't good enough, feeling like you needed to keep trying. And it's as an adult you can see the truth of that situation and forgive yourself for believing that. Does that make sense? Believe and love yourself for believing that. I have so many gifts and ideas that would benefit others. I need to act on these instead of worrying about failing. Yeah. I'm disappointed. I feel paralyzed by fear. Okay. I'm on the brink of letting go. Slowly having more compassion. Yeah. Questioning whether I'll succeed. Yeah, so healing that. Going really inward and really deep. There's a success. This reading was so relevant. Got clear guidance. Okay. I just need to let go of the fear and self-doubt. That's where I feel unblocked. That's what I need to heal. Yep. Fear and self-doubt. Because you might actually succeed. You might actually do well. But that little one inside you is still maybe, there's a little bit more to heal within, is what they're saying. There's a little one in there who doesn't feel good enough. There's a little one that doesn't feel good enough. And that's partly what's making the fear. Again, they're not telling me very much. They're wanting you to go within and find it. Because you can, because you're a healer. Because you are that powerful. This is funny. So they're not giving me very much. They're saying you have the ability to go within and heal that part of you that answers these questions that you're asking about. Yep, so go within. So hopefully everything so far that's been said has helped you. I hope that helps. Let's see, Vaibhav, I hope I pronounced that right. Resonates much, been going through the worst and darkest. Okay, been a few years, nothing seems to work out. Feel something stuck in the throat and chest pains. As if some fears are holding me back. Working on it. But really love the reading and the energies already healing. Wonderful. Yeah, the energies are healing. Transference. I've been told by many my whole life, healer as healer by transference. So yeah, so by watching the videos, there's a frequency that goes to you, and then I also set that intention for every time I go on video. I set that intention to send healing your way, whoever watches this. So again, Vaibhav, they're asking you to go within because you can. The throat and chest pains, right away they showed me a rope. There's a rope. Past life. It looks like maybe a past life didn't end very well, and you might have been a healer in that life. The throat feels like maybe you were hung, maybe you were beat up, chest pains, and maybe you were hung. So the throat. So going within and trying to reach that situation to see like sort of what happened, how you can forgive yourself. If you were a healer, you know, that was the time that we were in. So if you were a healer in that time and had an ending to that life that was not good, yeah, that's it just feels so tight. It's really tight right there. And then the chest is like I can't breathe. It's like really tight, and then I can't breathe. So you want to go back into that lifetime. You know, one of those that I did, I went to one of these. I'll share a personal story. For example, I had gone into a past life situation in meditation and going inward, and it was like a whole movie was created, and yet I was the character, and then I wasn't. I was observing it, and then I was in it, and then I was observing it, and throughout this whole sort of, you know, imagery and meditation and sort of reliving it, I just sort of went in and out of being in character and then observing it. It was so profound. It allowed for so much healing to have the two different perspectives in the same sort of movie-like vision, reality, movie-like vision of how I died in that lifetime. and then I died in this movie vision, and then I became the observer again to it, and was able to just see the whole situation so clearly. And then when I came out of meditation, I felt like a completely different person. So much was lifted. The world felt like a completely different place. And very quickly in my life, things changed. Just different things started happening that hadn't happened before. Things I was asking for started showing up. It was amazing. So they're asking you to do the same. Go inward in meditation and ask about that lifetime. Ask them to show you what happened there. It will free you from the fears that are holding you back. Okay. We're not in those lifetimes anymore. We're in this lifetime now. So it was just a belief and a trauma that's stuck in your body that wants to come out. So beautiful. Thank you for posting. Okay, and Shell, really loved your reading. Thank you. Found your channel. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you. And Faru, love you. Thanks for being there. Yes, you are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Yeah, you're amazing. Beautiful soul. Michelle Edmonds. Whoa, my guys literally led me here. It was as though you were speaking to me. I've been asking persistently how to work through a block that keeps returning. Self-doubt and sabotage. Beautiful, loving spirit. Thank you so much. So do you. Beautiful smile. Self-doubt and sabotage. Sabotage and doubt hold you back. Fear of success. Fear of being out there. Again, past life is what they're saying. Again, sort of situation, past life, and that could be why it's so hard to get to. If it's not in this lifetime, sometimes those ancient ones, past life ones, are a little bit, more of a challenge to get to, because they are 100% kind of on a soul level. The intellect isn't there, to know what happened or believe what happened in this lifetime. So, Michelle, they're asking you to go within, ask your body, where is this? In meditation, ask for signs, ask for, get very specific questions. What happened? For self-sabotage. Yeah, past life. And you will be able to heal this pretty soon. So hopefully everything that has been said, they're saying, yeah, everything that's been said so far in terms of healing hopefully has helped you with how to do that. The sabotage is a way of your sort of ego is believing that it's keeping you safe by not allowing you to get out there and be successful. So it has to do with not feeling safe to be in the world, successful as a healer. Could be the wounded healer. Wouldn't surprise me at all for so many of you guys. The wounded healer. Yeah, self-sabotage, fear of success. Yep. By being a healer, you subject yourself to, in past lives, in those times in past lives, it was not okay to be a healer. Fear made people do some horrendous things to healers, just out of fear. And so then the healers carry this from how their life may have ended in a horrific way to this not really wanting to be a healer because you might die a horrific way. Does that make sense? It's like a program in your DNA. So that's the depth that you're wanting to get to clear that kind of thing. And you can do it. You just go into meditation and ask the questions. Where is this in my body? Please show me what happened. What do I need to do to let it go? Thank you, Michelle. Janice, thank you for the reading. Always felt loved and protected. That's so great. Thank you for sharing that so that we all know that it actually did happen for somebody to be loved and protected by their parents. Dad passed away and then Mom was your best friend. That's beautiful. 34 years. So much love to you, Janice, and love to your mom and your dad for being so good to you. What's going to happen to me in my love life from Zueni? You know, I don't know. I really don't have enough there to go on with that question. What would you like to have happen in your love life? What has happened in the past in your love life that could be looked at in terms of healing? If you're in a relationship right now that you're questioning, you know, again, go within. They just kind of keep telling you guys to go within because you are powerful healers. So anything that's not working in your life, for you to practice healing yourself. Healer, heal thyself. In any area, no matter what, is part of your training to be an incredible, powerful healer in the world. My family trust my heart. It wasn't my parents. It was all their offspring. I've let it all go and even forgave them. I can't change anyone else but myself. Yeah. So here again in Yvonne's little comment, thank you so much for sharing. It shifts when you focus on yourself. You cannot control other people. They're going to do what they're going to do, think what they're going to think, say what they're going to say. You have no control over other people. So you just shut them off. You just shut them off some time ago. Yeah, you're not obligated to hang out with mean people, no matter who they are. I wanted to, Beverly, I want to know what happened. I'm waiting for my visa. Tired of waiting. My boyfriend's waiting for me, so you're waiting. Imagine it happening. And then also they're saying they're saying divine timing. There's a reason. There's a reason that it's happening the way it's happening. So trust, they're saying. So I'm getting the word trust and divine timing for you. So hang in there, Beverly. You know, you are unconditionally loved, and this will work out the way that it needs to work out. In the best way possible for you. So it could be, it's not happening yet, to keep you safe in some way. You know, Spirit, from their perspective, they can see everything. So there's a reason if you're waiting. So, you know, just kind of don't worry about it. You're good. It's all good. Just keep your hope up. Thank you for sharing that. I hope that helps. Joan, the block at the heart chakra must be cleared to make way for the divine gift of healing. With a transformation that will be your life purpose, not only for you, but for the world. You know, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? You just summed it up, Joan. Thank you. Spot on. Ashley, thank you. Intuitive writing is what it's called. Just let your hand do the writing. Look at it later. Just let your hand do the writing so Spirit can come through you. About parents, I think my problem is not did they love me. I understood and forgave them, but I couldn't do enough for them. Especially my mom passed away in July. I feel I can never forgive myself. Yeah, so, you know, as a child, somewhere as a very young child, you adopted or bought into the idea that it was sort of your fault if there was anything. You know, it looks like you forgave them. Not to love them or not, you forgave them long ago, which would indicate that there was something that they might have done that you needed to forgive them for, and yet there's that part of you that bought into the untruth that it was your fault somehow and you were trying to fix it, that you weren't good enough to fix something, to fix the situation, when as an adult hopefully you can see that you never could. That wasn't your job, and you couldn't fix that situation because you cannot control other people. No matter how good and wonderful and amazing and beautiful you are, it's not possible to control other people. So you are absolutely enough. They're asking you to go within and look at that child where that decision was made. Little Sabine, at some point in your young life is when you made that decision that you were going to change the situation however you needed to. So you might have believed, you know, I'm an amazing, powerful healer. I can fix this. I will do this and be good enough. And it didn't work out that way. So you forgave them, didn't forgive yourself. So that's where you're going to have a tremendous shift when you can tap into that young Sabine, and hopefully I'm saying that right, and heal that. Integrate her back in. You are absolutely good enough. 2-7, thank you very much. That's very kind. Was great. Thank you. Lynette, thank you. Currently meditating, trying to open my third eye. Wonderful. Okay. Heather, write about endings as I have with my daughter. I moved house. I live in a new town. Didn't tell anyone. Things are just looking up. Thank you so much. Yeah. So here is a parent leaving a daughter, leaving a child. So assuming this is an adult daughter, possibly, or maybe a daughter that's just not good and not healthy for this mom. So Heather found a new place, focusing on herself, healing herself first. Beautiful. Thank you, Heather. M's. Oh, my necklace, thank you. I really do feel lost and frustrated. Finding my purpose is all I hope for. Your reading gives me hope. Finding your purpose, M's. Yeah, just start. Okay, so they want to say, sort of write down a whole bunch of things, whether it's your purpose or not. Anything that interests you, anything that comes through your hand, anything that you've considered or even thought about. Just write it down, just to, you know, data dump, they call it. Just write it all down and then feel into each one. Imagine it, you know. Okay, so one of them might be a nurse, one of them might be a paramedic, one of them might be a writer, one might be an entrepreneur doing events. So for each one, imagine that you are that. Imagine I'm a nurse. How does it feel? Think about it, feel into it, and notice how it feels. And then say, okay, set it aside, go to being an author, and you're going to write a book. And you imagine that, feel into it, see how that feels. By the process of elimination, you can narrow it down to a few things, and then just really feel into how you would like to use your gifts towards a purpose. I hope that helps. Gwen, so many changes. My job just severanced. Cycle change, transformation. I really want to move. I just don't know the next steps. Yes, let's see. Gwen, you have children and a father with those children who looks like would not want you to move. If there's, I don't know if this, it's restricting, you feel like he's restricting you. Yeah, you know, when you have children, it's kind of a different game. If they're young children and their father is involved in their lives, it's a little bit of a different game as far as moving. So, not game, but it's just a different set of choices when you have children. So they're asking you to prioritize yourself, but also very much prioritizing your children. If they have a good relationship with their father, consider that. What are your children wanting? Where are they thriving? Consider that. So kind of looking at yourself first, like the airplane with the mask, you know, the mom, you're supposed to put it on yourself first, and then the children. So they're showing that, and they're asking you to very much consider yourself and the children, and then ask, Spirit, please show me what the next move is. Show me. Show me. It might be a word on a truck goes driving by one day, and it's exactly what you needed to see. And you'll feel into it that, oh my gosh, there's my answer, kind of thing. Ask, and ask them to make the message so clear that you can't miss it. Yep. Thanks, Gwen. I hope that helps. Been connecting with my ex as friends. Could this lead to getting back together? It could, Ellie. I don't know. Feel into that. What feels good to you? That's up to you. Free will. That one's up to you. They're asking you to, again, they're asking you to go within and see how that feels to you. If you feel like that relationship would be a really beautiful relationship. Yeah, feel into that. Wow, this is interesting. Usually they give me a little bit more for you guys. Jennifer, how do I let it go? Okay, Jennifer, your two comments split up, so I think your other comment is at the bottom. How do I let go? I can let go what my dad said, but my mom, I just can't let go of that. So I'll hold that thought until we get to your post near the bottom. Okay, Janice, thank you. Healing's a work in progress. Yes, it is. It is a lifetime. It's a lifetime. Healing is a process, progress, always. Yep, Karen, readings are great, unique, and helpful. Wonderful. Very good, thank you. Naya, the right insight. And you're so welcome. Kirk, my problem is that if I feel I let go completely, I'd have no idea. The ego's clever tricked me, thanks. That's a fun comment, Kirk. Thank you for sharing that. What came to me right away, if you haven't seen the movie, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior was a movie made. The book was written by Dan Millman, and a movie was made. I think you can find it on Amazon Prime. Fantastic movie. There is a scene where he does in fact let go of his ego. It's a fantastic movie and a great scene that really demonstrates what it's like to let go of that ego when it's getting in the way. Thank you for sharing. I hope that helps. Love you, that's me. Gifts, gifts. Yes, Jackie, awesome. Ego death. I'm only 16. I'm stuck with my parents. Okay, so at 16, yep, you're still there. So what they want to say to you, ego death. 16, stuck with my parents, is everywhere you can. Appreciate. Focus on appreciating that what is not fun about your parents is part of your healer training. It's healer training. So they're giving me the word curiosity for you. Get curious about all that you're learning and spend time getting excited about it having a purpose and how you will use this to launch your life as a healer into helping others. So they're wanting you to really look closely, get curious at all the ways that this could be classified as healer training and how you can use it as a launching pad to help others in the world for the rest of your life. Okay, at 16, so you're not far away of being an adult and on your own. So just in a couple of years, in a few years, you'll be out on your own. So let this curiosity, get curious on how this is training and how you can use it to help others in a way that you would love doing. I hope that helps. Donna, this resonates so much. Your parents ignored you. Oh, that's awful. And the best way they could just wasn't enough. I'm trying to let it go. Hopefully everything I've said so far will be very helpful to you, Donna. I hope it helps. Carrie, digging the intro music. Thank you. I need help with my purpose. Okay, again, Tony, hopefully I've answered that. So hopefully by the time you reach this point in the video, that's been answered for you. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. Julie, oh, the hangy thingy, my angels. Thank you, Julie. I'm just ugh with this life. 2-7. Yeah, training again. Hopefully, again, this video, this extended video and all of the content in here, hopefully 2-7 has really helped you appreciate this UGG life as healer training and getting curious and how can you use it to give it a purpose. Give it a purpose, you know, so that you can help others for having been through it. I already tried treating my cat this morning, Forever. Thank you, Forever. 2-7, I really hope that helps. Excuse me. Diamond Swag, I'm working on it, but my throat keeps feeling like it's restricted. Thinking someone's around. Okay, Diamond. Same thing with the throat. Throat being restricted. For you, thinking someone is around, again, it might be just this fear of speaking up, fear of being heard. The throat is about expression, so it could be speaking your truth. It could be anything really, any kind of creative expression. As a healer, given that your responses in this video, where it's about your healing abilities coming out, it would make sense that again there might be a past life where the throat was restricted. But it could be you didn't maybe even necessarily, you know, have a bad ending to a past life, but you saw it. You saw it happening. You grew up in communities where that was going on, and so you stayed quiet. You stayed quiet. Past life, they're saying still past life, but it doesn't, you know, it's not the rope like the other guy was the rope. Yours feels like it's self-induced restriction to stay safe. It feels like you're doing that to yourself to stay safe because you're thinking someone's around, someone might hear you, or someone might see you be creative and expressive and speaking your truth. So hopefully this reading has been helpful. This extended has been helpful to you. Diamond, thank you for sharing. I hope that helps. Donna, you can get a reading right here on the website. I'd be happy to give you a reading. Tanisha, serving a purpose. Yep. Awesome. Sassy, you're welcome. Very good. Very good, Gwenda. Thank you. Crenshaw, 65. Ooh, you have a powerful energy. Thank you so much for the reading. It resonated. I have a whirlwind of a month. Been led to a minimalist lifestyle. Still using my gifts. Very good. I'm excited. I had no idea that was possible. Absolutely. You guys are healers everywhere you go. Also, I just had a severe breakdown. 818. My daughter had to console me. I finally was able to admit that I hated my mother. How wonderful to just get that out of you, right? Just to get that out. Yes, I hated you. You were awful. For all the abuse to you and your older sister, I didn't even know it was there. So you started writing. Yes, see, writing. Writing can help a lot of you. Working on a book. Beautiful, Crenshaw. Quickly able to forgive them because you could see a lot of healing done. Just to get that out. It's like a good cry. After a good cry, don't you always just feel so much better? After that breakdown, yes, felt so much lighter and a huge weight lifted off. So that's a perfect example of actually, you know, admitting and just going there and experiencing that emotion of just feeling like you just hated her for what she had done to you. So by allowing yourself to feel it, it goes. It could just go. Well done, Crenshaw. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. Crossing, supposed to be a soulmate. Let's see. Smart, and you get a great response from Crenshaw. Might want to wait on that. Jackie's asking about finances. Will I be able to pay all the bills I have? Well, you want to pay all the bills you have, I would imagine. How? So you might ask Spirit, what can I do? What can I do to make sure that this happens? What do I need to do? Again, meditation and going within. They just keep asking you guys to go within, because that's where your healing power is coming up. Thank you, Jackie. I hope that helps. Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer, here we go. So my dad told me I was a mistake, and earlier that's where you said you could let that part go. But your mom, who is supposed to be the nurturer and the protector and keep you safe, watched as you were molested until CPS came and took you away. It's very hard to forgive. Hopefully, Jennifer, what has been said in this extended reading will be very, very helpful in terms of all the perspectives that Spirit has offered for abuse and the experiences that you went through. Training, healer training. Healer training, giving you so much compassion for others in same situations. You know, our life experiences are our training for what we are designed to do. So get curious about looking at how to go about going within, not how, about going within to heal some of those situations when you were younger, to let that go for yourself. You know, honor that little Jennifer, love her through whatever beliefs she picked up, whatever trauma she went through. Just hold her and love her, to let that come up and out. And then Crenshaw also has a response for you. Know what it's like. She knows what it's like. You're not alone. That's nice to know. My heart goes out to you. When these parents are sick, it's like, why would you have me? You know, to question, why would you have me if you knew you were going to hate me the entire time? That, though, is a question that will not really serve you. That is a question that does kind of come from a wounded child. Like, why would you even have me? Why did she do that to me? Why did this happen to me? Why? How could he do this to me? How could she do this to me? If you could get an answer to that, what would it be? They might say, you know, if they were honest, they might say, well, because I hated you. I just hated you. They might say, well, because my parents taught me how to act. Well, I don't really care to answer your question. Because I'm an abusive, not nice person. You know, any answer that you get to that is really not going to benefit you that much. So, our hearts go out to you. Our parents, yes, some of our parents were very not well people. Had nothing to do with you. It doesn't excuse what they did, but just letting it go is just so healing so that you can move on. So hopefully the things that have been shared already will be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Crenshaw and Jennifer. Hope that helps. So much love to you. Yep. From Tony as well. So yeah, a lot of love to you, and yeah, hopefully, and that's the last question. So there's been quite a bit shared here today. I hope that this helps you guys. I love you, and we'll see you next month.